were to start thinking about some notion of a finish line or a finishing point, I may try and rush to get there. And so that's why, at least for me, it's useful to just say, I'm just going to put S on cushion and see what shows up. And it's always going to be something, but that something becoming lighter and lighter, subtler and subtler.
I would think too, more and more rewards from the process. Have you noticed that over time, if you think about where your journey began and where it is now, you never run out of ways to suffer, but maybe at the same time, there's this momentum of rewards?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting. I definitely feel like that after a longer period of practice, after a decade or two, it feels more like punctuated equilibrium. So in the beginning, it was a lot of low-hanging fruit. Then I think as you go along to get to these more and more subtle, you can't push it. Sometimes you have to wait for something to pop up, and I find myself needing a lot more patience, or feeling like I need patience. And having said that, I spent a really gnarly year doing a lot of work with trauma and really digging into some really deep-seated stuff in my life. And I feel like it's been very fraught, and I feel like it's still really in process. And this loops back to our conversation about nourishment barrier. Without wanting to sound weird about it, people have said, like, you look different and softer. Your affect is quite different. So I'm not aware of that because I'm feeling all of this difficulty of what's it like to leave a job that you love after almost 13 years and end a 10-year relationship and change all these other things. So I think we can get so caught up in the dealing with the difficulty and being open to it that it seems like a lot of times, at least I need an external check on progress. It's certainly been the case after this year, where I've gotten some really interesting feedback of the type that I just told you about. And maybe this is the difference between happy and soft. There's a kind of difficulty that just leaves you where each round of difficulty makes you softer and softer, which is not necessarily happier and happier. But I do think that there's some relationship between the softness and then being able to receive the happiness.
Yes, I think that's exactly it. That the softness helps you be able to receive the happiness, that the softness enables you to allow that joy to completely radiate rather than be contained.